Now, I came across a question in the book So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport that fundamentally changed how I see the world. Most of us go through the world asking, what can I get? And I did too. But the moment you start reframing it to, what can I give? What can I offer the world? Something will change. And here's what happens the moment you start living by it. The power of giving. No one has ever become poor from giving. A quote by Anne Frank. Think about the last time you did something purely because you cared about the outcome for someone else. Not for the credit, not for the paycheck, just because you wanted to make something better for another person. And do you remember how that felt? Because the thing is, when you stop asking, like, what can I get from this? And start asking, what can I offer? Something changes in the way you will show up. The work stops feeling like it's like a transaction, and it starts feeling more like a purpose. And you're no longer doing it for the reward at the end, you're doing it for the thing itself. And let me give you a concrete example from my own life. Now, for a big part of my life, I worked as a waiter. And like most waiters, what I wanted at the end of the shift was a good tip. And that's one of the obvious goals. You're like at your feet for 8 hours, and so you want it to be worth it. But then at some point, I started to shift this perspective and started by asking myself, what can I do so that this person has the best experience here? What can I personally do to make this like a reality? Instead of showing up like, how can I get the highest tip? I started showing up, how can I make the best experience? And it really sounds like a small thing, but it really changes everything about how you show up and then how I also felt about doing the work. And the moment you drop your expectation of what you want to get out of a specific situation and like focusing on the experience and being fully present and being engaged, the outcome suddenly starts to appear. The outcome you wanted in the first place anyways. Let's talk about finding your gift. Because the thing is, when you start asking yourself the question, what can I offer the world? It might feel a bit intimidating because like it's such a big question, and there are like so many possible answers to it. And I can assure you that like the first time I asked myself this question, I felt like also this intimidation because it was such a big question. And after school, where I didn't knew what I wanted to do and what I could offer the world, I felt like a bit exhausted and lost also because given like the gazillion options that were in front of me. But at the end, like through trial and error and different exercises we will also talk about in a moment, I at the end found the thing. And so I'm sure you will also find yours. The first thing I would recommend doing, and which also helped me a lot, is keeping a daily journal. Like a diary of events and thoughts that happen to you. So every day write about what excited you about that day or what frustrated you, and also the things you keep thinking about. Like the small ideas you get in the shower or when you take a walk. And then over time, like these patterns emerge and you start to see what you actually care about. And so through this journaling, I myself kept coming back to two things: the potential of technology to solve specific problems, and also to the desire to help other people to live more intentional and more fulfilled lives. And so without the journaling, I wouldn't have seen like these patterns so clearly, which then at the end helped me also to make specific decisions on what I wanted to do in my life and which direction I wanted to go. Now the other part is following your curiosity, and not just like the resume and what looks good on paper. At the end, it's about trying things, like reading widely, watch documentaries that like have nothing to do with what you normally do. And at the end, the curiosity is the guide, because it's the things that like pull you in some direction and you don't know why, that at the end will lead you to the information or this discovery that then changes your whole life. Like the small book you pick up in a store randomly because it looked interesting and you wanted to take a look, although it might seem it had nothing to do with what else you currently focused on. But it's sometimes really important to just give in to these feelings and to then go after them. And another thing you can also do is look at your watch history. And I mean, literally, like open in YouTube history and then scroll through the things that you have watched over the past few weeks and months. And what we are actually looking at is not like the things where you clicked on because you thought you should be interested in that. It's like the things you clicked on at like 12 p.m. at night when nobody was watching, and you still did it because you had like this itch, like this curiosity in the thing, and so you watched it. And so it's like these patterns we are trying to look out for, where we did things because there was this itch, this feeling, and not something where we thought we should like be interested in that or should watch that. Like another thing you can do is also observe while you talk, where you have like specific topics where you keep coming back to with your fans, and notice what you like can't help but talk about a lot. The thing you start to explain unprompted, the rabbit hole you drag other people into, and the subjects where you suddenly have like 10 more things to say when a conversation starts than compared to other things. And that's also not like random. It's also a signal, like this feeling that there's something there that you find interesting, which at the end can then lead you to like find these patterns, what we talked about in the beginning with the journaling. So it's really like these small itches and feelings in like different areas of your life. And then once you basically have discovered these certain patterns, you can ask yourself, how can like what I'm intrinsically curious about now help other people? Or how can I apply this to help others improve something in the world? And this is really where then this question begins and where we come back to this point of what can I offer the world? And the thing is, you don't have to have like everything figured out just from the beginning. I didn't. I felt lost. I needed to like try different things, and I'm still always discovering new things about myself and things that I enjoy. So it's a continuous process, but it's really fulfilling once you have and have certain ideas and topics, and also just understand yourself better in this area and what you can offer the world. It's just about paying like attention to yourself, to the things that already light you up, to the small ways you already make things like better for others around you. And that's where your gift is, and that's also what you then can offer the world. And it's already here, and we need you, we need your ideas, we need your talent, we need your creativity. So I leave it at that for this video today, and with that, keep growing, keep striving, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.